Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let me introduce our group. The member is Fatimah, Mareta, Novi, Risma Lutvi, Dede, Jumar, and Muhamad Fadli. We will presentation about problems in phonemic analysis. Let's watch it.
The English vowel system. The analysis of English vowel system contains a large number of phonemes, and it is not surprising that some phonologists who believe in the importance of keeping the total number of phonemes small propose different analysis, which contain fewer than 10 vowel phonemes and treat all long vowels and diphthongs as composed of 2 phonemes each. There are different ways of doing this. One way is to treat long vowels and diphthongs as composed of 2 vowels phonemes, starting with a set of basic or simple vowel phonemes. Example: I, A, O, A. It is possible to make up long vowels by using short vowel twice. Our usual transcription for long vowel is I, O, A. This can be made to look less unusual by choosing different symbols for the basic vowels. We will use I, A, O, A. Thus, I could be transcribed as I. In this approach, diphthongs would be composed of a basic vowel phonemes followed by one of I, U, A, while the diphthongs would be made from a basic vowel plus one of I, U, followed by A, and would therefore be composed of 3 phonemes. Another way of doing this kind of analysis is to treat long vowels and diphthongs as composed of a vowel plus a consonant. This may seem a less obvious way of proceeding, but it was many years the choice of most American phonologists. The idea is that long vowels and diphthongs are composed of a basic vowel phoneme followed by one of G, W, H, and we should add R for rhotic accent. Thus, the diphthongs would be made up like this. H, AJ menjadi I, H jadi A, H jadi A, O jadi O, L jadi O, I jadi A jadi E, O jadi O. Long vowels H jadi I, H jadi E, O jadi O, E jadi E, O jadi U. Diphthongs and long vowels are no effect of exactly the same phonological composition. An important point about this analysis is that G, W, H do not otherwise occur finally in the syllabi. In this analysis, the inequality of distribution is correct. And there are many other ways of analyzing the very complex vowel system of English, some of which are extremely ingenious. Each has its own advantage and disadvantage.
Syllabic consonant. It has to be recognized that syllabic consonants are a problem. They are phonologically different from their non-syllabic counterparts. And you must look that in example like syllabic, coding, we pronounce coding, terus Hungary dibacanya Hungary, sama kayak di syllabic. One possibility is to add new consonant phonemes to our list. We could invent the phonemes L, R, and etc. The distribution of this consonant would be rather limited, but the main problem would be fitting them into our pattern of syllable structure. For a word like button or battle, it would be necessary to add an L to the first post-final set. The argument would be extended to include the R in Hungary, but if this consonant now form part of a syllable final consonant cluster, how do we account for the fact that English speaker hear the consonant as extra syllable? The question might be answered by saying that the new phonemes are to be classed as vowel. Another possibility is to set up a phoneme that we might name syllabicity symbolic with the mark. Then the word codling would consist of the following six phonemes: K, O, D, L, E, N. Will the word cuddling would consist of the following seven phonemes: K, O, D, L, and simultaneously E, N. This is superficially an attractive theory, but the proposed phoneme is nothing like the other phonemes we have identified up to this point. Putting it simply, the syllabic mark doesn't have any sound. Some phonologists maintain that a syllabic consonant is really a case of a vowel and a consonant that have become combined. Let's suppose that the vowel is we could then say that. For example, Hungary, Hungary is phonemically hungry, while hungry is hungry. It will be then be necessary to say that the vowel phoneme in the phonemic representation is not pronounced as vowel, but instead causes the following consonant to become syllabic. This is an example of the abstract view of phonologically, where the way a word is represented phonologically may be significantly different from the actual sequence of sound heard, so that the phonetic and the phonemic level are quite widely separated. Harus diakui bahwa konsonan suku kata adalah sebuah masalah. Mereka secara fonologis berbeda dari rekan-rekan non suku kata. Salah satu kemungkinannya adalah menambahkan fonem L, N, R, dan lain-lain. Contoh di sini pada kata cuddling terdiri dari 6 fonem: K, O, D, L, E, N, G. Sedangkan cuddling terdiri dari 7 fonem: K, O, D, L, dan secara bersamaan I, ang. Jadi ada 7 gitu.
Cluster of S with plosifies. Words like spill, still, skill are usually represented with the forms P, T, K following the S. But as many writers have pointed out, it will be quite reasonable to transcribe them with B, D, H instead. For example, B, D, H are unaspirated, while P, T, K in style initial position are usually aspirated. However, in SP, ST, SK, we find an unaspirated plosive, and there could be an argument for transcribing them AS, SB, SD, SH. We do not do this perhaps because of the spelling, but it is important to remember that the contrast between P and B, between T and D and between K and H are neutralized in this context.
Sure, it has been suggested that there is not really a contrast between H and since only occurs in weak syllable and nominal pair can be found to show a clear contrast between H and in unstressed syllable, although there have been some ingenious attempts. This has resulted in a proposal that the phonemic symbol should be used for representing any occurrence of H or so that cap, which is usually stressed, would be transparent. Cap and upper with stress on the initial syllable is this new phonemic vowel thus have two allopons on being C and the other the stress mark would indicate the allopon, and in weak syllable with no stress it would be more likely that allopon will be pronounced. Other phonologists have suggested that H is an allopon of several other vowels. For example, compare the middle two syllables in the word economy and economic. It appears that when the stress moves away from the syllable containing the vowel becomes H. Similarly, compare Germanic with German. When the stress is taken away from syllable mean, the vowel weakens to H. This V has already been referred to in the notes for Chapter 10, Section 3. Many similar examples could be constructed with other vowels. Some possibilities might be suggested by the list of words given in Sections 9 and 2 to show the different spelling that can be pronounced with H. The console that could be drawn from this argument is that A is not a part of English but is an allopon of several different vowel phonemes. When thus phonemes occur in unstressed syllable, the argument is in some way quite an attractive one, but it leads to a rather complex and abstract phonemic analysis. It is not adapted for this course. Thank you.
Distinctive features. Many references have been made to phonology in this course, with the aim of utilizing the concept and techniques of analysis of the subject to help explain facts about English pronunciation as efficiently as possible. On might call it applied phonology. However, the phonological analysis of different languages raises a large number of difficult and interesting the Oriental problem, and for a long time the study of phonology for its own sake has been considered an important field of the Oriental language. In this area of what might be called pure phonology, the very basic idea of phonemes, for example, has been treated in various ways. For example, if we consider the English phoneme D, it is easy to show that it differs from the plosive B, G in its place of articulation alveolar, from T being lenis, from C Z is not fractive, from N is not nasal, and so on. If we look at each of the consonant just mentioned and see which characteristic each consonant has, we get a table like this where plus means the phonemes those have that feature and minus means it doesn't. Thank you.
We use square brackets here to indicate when symbols are phonetic rather than phonemic. 9. In this exercise, you must look and phonetically transcribe material from an English accent. Different from BBC, pronunciation and decide on the best way to interpret and transcribe it. Phonemically, a, think, think, b, think, think, c, thinking, thinking, d, finger, finger, a, singer, singer, f, singing, singing. 7. It often happens in rapid English speech that a nasal consonant disappears when it comes between a vowel and another consonant. For example, this may happen to the N in front. When this happens, the preceding vowel becomes nasalis. Some of the air escapes through the nose. We symbolize a nasalized vowel in phonetic transcription by putting the diacritic above it. For example, the word from may be pronounced. Nasalized vowels are found in the words given in phonetic transcription below. Transcribe them phonemically. A. Sound, sound, sound. Next, anger, anger, anger. And C, it is can't, can't, can't. And next is camper, camper, camper. Next, bond, bond, bond. 7. When the phoneme occur between vowels, it is sometimes pronounced as a tap. The tongue blade strikes the alveolar ridge sharply, producing a very brief voice, plosive. The EPA phonetic symbol for this is R, but many books which deal with American pronunciation prefer to use the phonetic symbol. This sound is frequently pronounced in American English and is also found in a number of accents in Britain. Think of a typical American pronunciation of getting better, which we can transcribe phonetically as a getting better, getting better. Look at the transcription of the words given below and see if you can work out for the accent in question the environment in which is found. A. Betting, betting, betting. D. Bedding, bedding, bedding. C. Attend, attend. D. Attitude, attitude. Okay, next to the next speaker. Okay, that's enough from us. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.